What's up, magical humans? Welcome to your most magical life. I'm Mia Magic, and today we're talking about 1111 because guess what today is? It's 1111. So I really generally love numerology and have had some super powerful synchronistic moments. I'm sure I'm not alone in that, where numbers have come and guided me and supported me or let me know that I'm on the right path, the right track. And 1111 is absolutely one of those numbers. I mean, really, like they all are, right? When you see them in repetition, it's like, okay, wow, there's a little something going on here. So I wanted to explain the significance of 1111 and what it means and how you can use it to guide you and amplify anything that you're creating. And of course, most importantly, what the implication of today really is. So first and foremost, this is like my most important thing with numerology is I really recommend that you create your own significance for what the numbers mean to you. So if this doesn't resonate with you, leave it. Bye, girl. Like, bless your light, but like, peace, you know? You absolutely do not have to take my meaning or my interpretation as your own. The most powerful way to harness the energy of numerology is to create the significance for each of the numbers, or particularly the angel numbers, for yourself. When you create your own meaning for these numbers, then as you move through your own life, you get to let yourself be guided. So if 333 means abundance for you, great. If 888 means abundance for you, amazing. If 555 is your angel number, if 454 is like, it really doesn't matter. Honestly, it doesn't matter. You make your own meaning. That's a huge recommendation that I give to all of my students in Witch School is I will give you the basics, sort of the, sorry, we got a kitten in here doing his own thing. I'll give you a general idea of what the numbers can mean. And let's start with 1111. But the most powerful way to do this and to be guided by the power of numerology is to create the meaning yourself. So the basic meaning of one in numerology, right? We go from zero, the void, the eternal nothingness, the place where we all come from, where the universe was born. Even though that's nothingness, how amazing is that? Like, what a miracle. Zero is so powerful, and it's the circle. It's that infinite cycle of life. It's always connected. It's never ending. And within it, right, there is the nothingness, the significance, the literal meaning of it is nothingness, but it is that circle. So there's so much. We're not talking about zero today, but like there's so much just in the number zero. So then when we move from zero to one, from nothingness to somethingness, it's that first step. It's the impetus. It's the creation. It's very much associated with visionary energy, movement forward. It's taking that nothingness and literally allowing it to become something. Even the way I'm filming this video today, I'm standing up. Those of you who've seen a bunch of my videos, I'm pretty much always sitting in my throne. I love my throne. And I just wanted to be standing today because even that erect energy of your spine, standing straight, standing tall, that's very much the 11 energy. That's the shape of the one. And so when we used to, before we had actual numbers, right? We had Roman numerals, but you would like just tick away with, hash marks, like just particular one line. So that line meant one, and you would add all of those ones together. So even just the shape of it is this standing tall. Like, here I am, I've got this, I'm confident. It's that trust, right? Those of you who've seen my reel about confidence, the true definition of the word confidence, it comes from confidere in Latin, and it meant trust. To trust in the benevolence of oneself, the universe, to guide you, to hold you as you take these steps forward. So that one is that type of energy. And so when we talk about 1111, for me, I just use 1111 sort of as an alignment number. But when you want to dive deeper into it, if this resonates with you, again, create your own meaning. But if this resonates with you, so you've got the one, that standing tall, visionary, forward, taking action. You've got to take action. From the zero, something has to take action. Something has to be created in order for anything, for all of life to be born. So from that place, it's like, okay, great, this one, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 ones, and 4, again, generally is like the legs of the table. It's solid, it's stable. 5 represents the elements because we think of the spirit, the 5th element, as a very important factor in that, but 4 also can be like the building blocks of life. You know, you need the four legs of the table for it to be solid, for it to be stable, for it to have foundation. So that's a big piece of 4, is having this structure. And so when you think of the 1 with 4 in its frequency, there's 4 ones, 11, 11, you really get to feel into what the foundation is that you're taking that step onto or into. Where are you taking that step? How are you taking that step? How structured, how safe, how secure are you feeling in that visionary action that you're taking? And so 1111 can be great to guide you. You know, I personally just make a wish. I make a wish every time I see 1111. Obviously, like on the clock, I spend the whole minute. I'm going to be spending the whole minute every time I lead Witchy Rich at 11:11 a.m. Every single time I spend the whole minute imagining and envisioning the building or the creation of those visionary ideas and the things that I trust in, my destiny, my dreams, my desires to create. So again, take it or leave it. It doesn't have to be your own, but that's what I like to do. So if you think about the two sides, 11, it's on its own. 1 and 1 equals 2. Duh. But with synergy, 1 and 1 equals 3, right? Again, another story. But 1 and 1, it's the two sides. It's the yin and the yang. We all have both sides. We all have both energies. That's why gender is such a spectrum. And it has really, like, that has finally been reawakened. It's a spectrum, right? I'm a lot more masculine than a lot of women, but at the same time, I'm also a lot more feminine than a lot of women. So it really is a spectrum that we all get to fluidly operate and exist upon. And so the first 11 in what we're building, right, is that those two sides, is having the creativity and the flow and the structure, the desire, the action, the movement forward. And so when you look at both of those side by side, it's also like creating the wholeness or the fullness or the harmony, because there's balance here. 1 and 1 equals 2, 11, 11, harmony, yin and yang here, and then that happens here and it's mirrored. So it's like, how are you showing up for both sides of yourself, all sides? If you like think of two yin yangs, yin and yang, they have one little piece of each other within them as well. So I really like to think of both of these sides. It would be like if you inverted the yin yang, they're still the same, they just look opposite. You know what I mean? If you shifted, okay, well, let's make the white into black and the black into white. Well, it's only black and white, so it's still gonna look basically exactly the same, just mirrored. And that's really impactful for me and really helps me, because I have to be able, like, to run a business, I have to be able to do this, be creative, be in my channel, open my vessel. I didn't plan anything. I just share every video that I make. I literally never plan. The goddess gives me a ritual for all of my new moon downloads. And that's very important for me, because I am a creative and I am a creator, or creatrix, as I like to say. And so I send that creative energy, but then I gotta, like, do the things. I gotta edit, I gotta upload, I gotta write the emails, I gotta, like, make the posts, right? Otherwise I would literally just be out in the forest, pretty much naked, barefoot, definitely, and talking to trees and, like, channeling my writings from them. But there's a very important part of creating balance and that structure, that foundation. What am I using that visionary energy for? It's to share it. It's not just to hold it in and keep it for myself. I mean, it feels pretty good when I do, you know what I mean? But the entirety of my mission and what I truly believe is the purpose of me having these gifts and abilities and being a Gemini that is ruled by Mercury, the messenger of the gods, and for me, the messenger of the goddess, is to be able to be a translator, to be a vessel for this information that we're not taught how to access, we're not taught how to download or receive, and then be able to interpret, translate, integrate, embody, and then bless, hopefully, ideally. I'm sure, I mean, it sounds like you all feel pretty blessed by it, but to feel, okay, wow, here it is. Here's the information. I've distilled it. I've concentrated it. I've created this for you. And so that is the foundation there has to be a solid foundation. There has to be, like, I have to have a presence here on these platforms. This is just like my personal example of this, right? But I have to stand tall and strong, find my balance, both sides, right? I got to be in my feminine. I got to be in my masculine. I got to find the place for me that's in between, that is that standing straight and true. And another element of that, the one and the standing straight and true, is standing in your truth. Because it wouldn't be true for me to be doing other things like a different way. It just wouldn't be true for me. I do it like this. This is my way of doing it. And so that is a very big sign, or can be a very big sign of 1111, is how are you standing in your truth? How are you standing as this balanced being? Are you in harmony with yourself? Are you in harmony with all sides of yourself? And again, when we think about these 4 elements, these are the building blocks of creation. Of course, spirit is the light inside of everything that illuminates it all to give it life itself. But the earth is our body. Dense clay, mountains, bones, stones, right? The water is our blood. It's the saliva in my mouth. It's the moisture behind my eyelids. It's our sacred juices between our legs. The air, it's the thing we can live the shortest amount of time without. And there's fire, electricity, power, literally power, making my heart beat right now, making my brain fire so I can say these words to all of you, and making your brain fire in return in order to receive them, and your heartbeat. Not plugged into anything. We got electrical systems running through us all the time. So think about that as you're moving through your day today. And I'm so excited. We start Witchy Rich this morning at 11:11. I'm very excited. It's going to be amazing. I'll make sure and get this video up before then. It's gonna be pretty fucking amazing if I do this so myself, but don't worry, you will always have another opportunity to join. So that's another piece, small, but an important part of it is, how are we moving forward in the direction of our dreams? How are we trusting, feeling confident, feeling balanced, both sides, with that strong foundation that allows us to be our most abundant selves? Again, always, that does not just mean financially abundant. If you literally don't give a shit about money, bless your light, that's great. I can't survive without it because, I live in Los Angeles and have to pay for things, and it's just the way it goes. So I love money. I'm going to Antarctica next year. I'm so excited. That costs a lot of money. And I'm so grateful that I get to make the choices and say yes to all of the things that I am able to because of money. So it's about abundance. It's about gratitude and appreciation for your life. If you literally have a life where you don't need money and you are just blessed by the universe in every way, I certainly was like that for years of my life. I survived with so little money. It was mind-boggling. And I had these magical experiences of abundance showing itself to me in completely different ways just than financially. Huge, massive $12,000 a month mansions given to me to house sit for 2 weeks just because I was in the right place at the right time, just fabulous ways that I was taken care of by the universe. So abundance can come in a myriad of forms, a multitude of forms, but there is something about that 4 elements. And 4 does have to do with our abundance because it's that safety that we can rest upon. It's like the table, it's the building blocks. I mean, I personally would love to live in a circular house, but you know how everything is built sort of in these quadrants, because that's the most solid way to build something, to build a secure structure, to create that safety as we build. So we're also thinking about that with 1111. How are we standing in our truth? How are we aligned with all sides of ourselves, our creativity, our masculine, our feminine, our flow, our structure? And then how do we utilize that balance, right? That's an important part of structure, right? How do we utilize that balance on the foundation in order to build whatever it is that we want to build that's going to make us feel safe, and or ideally allow us to support others in feeling safer, in creating a world where people are safe to be magical, where children are safe to be children, to be loved, to be nourished, where we can all actually be taken care of. And the people who aren't capable of taking care of children, their wounds are healed. so that they don't abuse and damage children. I mean, be a different world, right? A completely different world. And I know that that is certainly the kind of world that I want to live in. So all of this, it's like there's a lot, but you can really utilize this 1111 energy today and at any time, right? Because there's always going to be 11s anytime, wherever you go. And the same goes for 111, but the significance is different, right? Because it's 3. It's the Trinity. It's the life, death, and rebirth, the maiden, the mother, and the crone, the phases of the cycle. So you can use that as well. It just has different significance, but it still is that one, and how we create that energy, how we step forward in that visionary truth of ourselves into those phases, the life cycle, right? So it really all makes sense. I truly believe that everything is divination, everything is information. The universe is always communicating with us. This is what we literally talk about in witch school all the time. It's really a map. There's a map. The universe is creating this magical map for us to be able to read and interpret and learn to communicate in its language, so that we can then be able to respond and reciprocate and act in accordance and embody our communication in return. So happy 11/11. I love you all so deeply. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I am so grateful to have so many of you on this channel now. I am just crushing the content. I'm gonna keep making content as much as I possibly can and share all the wisdom with all of you. I'm so grateful for you for being here. Thank you. I love you. I am Mia Magic, and welcome to your most magical life.